Hey guys, it's Purav from PDTechHD, and in this video, as promised, it's my Vodafone Smart V8 hands-on video where I'll be sharing my experience with it after using it for a short time. So, let's get started. Okay, so the Vodafone Smart V8 feels very solid and very comfortable to hold in the hand. It is made of a diamond cut metal body unibody casing. The next thing I noticed was the fingerprint. So the fingerprint scanner is well positioned. However, it doesn't always unlock, and that could be because of the way you set it up. Sometimes when you set it up, it does sort of say partial fingerprint detected, and if you still proceed with the setup, it won't get it accurately. So you kind of need to end the setup and redo it from scratch, making sure that there's no mistakes. But even still, I wouldn't say the fingerprint works 100% of the time, so something to bear in mind. And speaking of the fingerprint, I would prefer if the lock button was integrated within the fingerprint rather than a separate button. And on the back of the phone, as I said, the design can be a bit odd, but what happens is the top and bottom pieces are made of polycarbonate, which allow radio signals to pass through it. The other thing, the phone buttons line up well with my hand, so my thumb kind of comfortably rests on the volume rocker and the index finger rests on the lock button, so it's quite easy to use one-handed. The headphone jack is on the top. Some of you guys may like that, some of you may not. The phone comes with Android 7.1.1, and for the most part it's a pure experience. You're getting a few Vodafone apps on top, but for most part it's a pure experience. And you've got sort of a quick launch to Google Assistant by holding down the home button, as you may expect as well. The camera's actually been quite decent, so I've taken a few pictures here. I was really impressed with it, at least in terms of the focus. It's got really quick autofocus in decent to well lit conditions, so that really impressed me. The next thing is the stereo speakers on the bottom. They're okay, they sound fairly loud and fairly clear, but I would prefer if they were front facing, like on the Platinum 7. For the most part, from what I've used, there's been sort of a lag-free performance. Like, I haven't noticed any stutter or any random crashes or random reboots, which is nice to see. I guess the 3 gig of RAM on the phone keeps things running very smoothly. The screen is very sharp. As I said, it's full HD, so it's not 2K or anything crazy like that, but it is sharp enough for most people's needs. And when you consider the price point of this phone, it is, is something you have to sort of expect. The other thing is, going back to the fingerprint, there are a few extra features that the fingerprint allows you to do, but I may do that in a separate video, so look out for that. And one thing I will say is, if you guys remember my Platinum 7 video, I did say that it was a bit of a shame that Vodafone removed double tap to wake. Well, I'm pleased to report that they've brought it back with the V8, and you basically go into settings, display, and then turn on double tap to wake, and it really does, make the phone easier to use, again, one-handed. Staying on the screen, basically, it is very visible in sunlight. I only had to have it about 50 or 60% and I could see it fine, whereas something like on my LG G6 on 100% I still struggle to see it. So the screen on the V8 is very bright. The other thing is the phone didn't get hot while using 4G. Normally phones get quite warm or quite hot to touch, but this one stayed quite cool. It did, however, get a bit warm while watching a Periscope stream from my friend Jordan the other day. So yeah, that's to be expected a little bit. Yeah guys, that's been sort of overall some points on what I've noticed of using the phone, at least for a day or two now. Don't forget to check the unboxing that went up earlier today. So yeah, check that out. Link will be in the description. And leave a like, guys, if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment down below with anything else you want to know about this phone. Like I said, I've got a video coming on the fingerprint, and I'll do some other features as and when, depending on what you guys want to see. And yeah guys, don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. I'll try and put pricing and availability of this phone in the description as and when I have it, so stay tuned for that. And yeah guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.